it's Jen, and thanks for joining me today. Today I'm doing 5 cards with this cool summer pack. It's a Carta Bella paper kit pack, I guess. It's got 12 double-sided papers, and it's got 2 sticker sheets. And so here's the, I just flipped through the patterns really quick. There's an element sticker sheet and then an alpha sticker sheet, which is probably standard, I think, for most of the kits. It's from 2012, so it's probably not available. It's just something I picked up from one of the yard sale sites, probably. So what I've done is I like to cut, when I get out my 12 by 12 paper to make cards, I like to cut it into 6 by 6. It's just easier to work with and to kind of design for me anyhow. And so when I did that, I just cut the strips off the bottom that had the paper name, and it has like the color strip. So I've just cut those strips and have adhered or have placed adhesive. I can't even think. I've used my tape runner to apply adhesive to the strips and just put them in a random pattern on the back of this yellow card base, or on the front of the yellow card base. And then I've taken this Ticket to Fun, which is was on one of the 12 by 12 sheets, and I've taken some adhesive foam and put that on the back of that to pop that up. And then I'm going to take this kite from the sticker sheet, and I couldn't get the tail on the kite was going the wrong direction, and so I ended up cutting it off and taking a piece of twine to use as the tail of the kite. And I also take my anti-static tool to get rid of the adhesive on the back of the sticker. Otherwise, because it's popped up a little bit, stuff gets stuck to it, and I don't like that, and so I just use that to get rid of the stickiness. And then I'll adhere that to my card with another piece of foam. And I got a big stack of foam from Walmart. I think it was $5, and it's adhesive on one side, which is great. And it's thicker than the dollar store foam, which I've bought, and I don't really like because it's so thin that it's really hard to get popped up. So here I am trying to make some sort of tail with the string, and I kind of mess with it for a little bit. And then I take my Wink of Stella glitter pens, and I take a blue, a red, and a green, and I go over the letters with that. And that pretty much finishes this card off. I did actually also take some Nuvo Crystal Glaze. I didn't like the way it turned out, so I just kind of dabbed it off with a paper towel. But that completes this first card, Ticket to Summertime Fun. And the next card is a shaker card. I love this pattern paper, the ice cream and the zigzags. I just think it's so pretty. So what I've done is taken the 2 pieces of pattern paper and I have turned them down to fit on my card base. And the side that is up or facing up towards me is the side that I'm going to place on the card. And so I just placed the 2 together and put them on my paper trimmer at a diagonal. And I wanted more of the pattern paper with the ice cream on it, and so I made that piece a little bit bigger than the bottom piece. But I go ahead and take the zigzag pattern and adhere that with my tape runner. And then I'm also going to adhere the top with my tape runner. And I leave a little bit of space in between the panels of paper and trim off any excess. And then to fill in the space between the pattern paper, I take one of the stickers from the sticker sheet, and it's just a pink zigzag sticker. So I just place that across and then trim off the excess. And then for the shaker portion, I'm using a banner die, and this is one of my China dies. And so there's only a small, medium, and large, and so I'm going to use the medium. And so the paper I'm using is kind of like a ice cream sprinkles paper. I'm not putting any backing on it as far as another piece of pattern paper. It's just going to go straight on the card. And so I'm going right here and just trimming down my acetate. And I don't know why I didn't just run that through. I didn't want the acetate to be completely to the edge. I think that's why I didn't run it through my Big Shot with the die again. And then I'm taking my foam strips and adhering those to the back of the shaker. And then my shaker mix is a mix of some pink sequins and some multicolored beads. And I think that's pretty much it. I think there's pink and then a lighter pink. I also got a smudge on the front of my acetate with probably the tape runner, because the tape runners I'm using are from Walmart. It's like a 4-pack, but they are like super sticky. So when you run it, some of the tape just kind of globs a little bit. And so I must have got that on my acetate when I was adhering that. And so I ended up putting one of the sequins on the front, or actually I put a few sequins on the front of the acetate. So I take my pink sequins, and then it looks like some multicolored beads and some white beads, which, as you can see, I spilled all over the place. And I place that on my card. And then there's a sticker in the sticker sheet that it says sweet, and it had 2 fishtails, and it was a little too big, and so I just cut the fishtails off of the sticker and then replaced them so it was a little bit smaller. And then here I am taking my sequins and placing those on the card with some glue dots. And as you can see, I put a few of them on the front of the card. And then I'm going to take my clear Wink Stella and color most of the elements on that pattern paper. So the lemonade and the ice cream. And that will pretty much finish off this card. I really like this card. I think it's super pretty. I like the colors and the pattern. So this is probably one of my favorites, but the next one might be my favorite. I don't know. This might be number 2. So that's it for this card. Shaker cards are just wonderful. They just make you happy just when you shake them for some reason. I don't know. I think just the sequins and what you put in there is just pretty. And pretty makes me happy. So the next card, I took a piece of paper. It has a bunch of summer writing on it. This piece has lemonade, hiking, and then ice cream. I'm going to use the lemonade and the ice cream from this sheet, and then I'm going to cut out a circle from another that says sunshine. So first I'm going to take my craft knife and make a slit above the word lemonade. And then I'm taking the lemonade picture from my sticker sheet. And I really like how that stays popped up. So I do end up putting some foam squares behind all of these. And so the next one on the bottom says ice cream. And so I'm taking my popsicle stickers, and again putting those in the slit that I created. And so for the next one, like I said, I took the other half of this 12 by 12 sheet, and it says sunshine, and it fits perfectly. The circle with the writing around the circle fits perfectly in a 1-inch hand punch, a circle hand punch. And so where is that at? So one of them says sunshine, so I just cut it out of the paper, and then I take my circle punch, or no, this is a 2-inch, I believe. Yes, it's a 2-inch punch, and like it's perfectly fits in that hole punch. I'm going to take my pink adhesive foam again, and that is going to go on the back of the circle. But first I needed a sun, and the only sun that was on the sticker sheet was with the word summer, and actually that sticker is too big for an A2 size card, and so I wasn't going to use that on the card. And so I went ahead and, unfortunately, that's off the camera, there you can see it, I cut that out of the words, and again I'll make a slit above the word sunshine, and I'll insert the sun into that. And then I will put the adhesive foam to pop that up. And like I said, I like how the stickers kind of come up out of the card. The only regret I have with this card is that lemonade picture being so close to the top. I kind of struggled with whether I should cut that off, and I do end up cutting that off. So when you see the pictures at the end or at the beginning, I did cut that off, and I don't really like it like that. But I did go ahead and cut that off. So I just took a piece of a strip of words from the one of the pattern papers. It says Lazy Days of Summer. And so that's the sentiment. And then again, I take my clear Wink of Stella and go over a few of the elements on the card. And I really do like this card. Like I said, the only regret I have is that picture getting cut off. But I still like it just the same. And then I take some, I think this is apple green Nuvo drops, and place those around the card. And that is it for this card. So check out the picture at the end of the video. It has a closer close-up, I guess, of the cards. And it shows the picture with no top to it. So I guess you can decide whether you like it or not. The next card, I'm taking these pieces of pattern paper. And this is probably my least favorite card. I was in a hurry, I think, with this one. And I was kind of trying to do too much, I think. So for one of the pieces, I used a scalloped hand punch, this green piece, and then I end up putting that piece on the paper totally crooked. And so I take other pieces of paper to try and kind of cover that up a little bit. So I take this pinwheel piece of paper and put that at a diagonal, and then I take another piece of paper that's got a scalloped edge on it also, and I cut that down a little bit, and then I end up punching the other side of it, and then I end up covering that up anyhow. So a lot of times when I make cards, I think I've said this before, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do, and then it kind of I just work with it as I go along, and so sometimes it doesn't work exactly how I want it to, but I kept going with this card even though I didn't really like it. I just went ahead and made a little pocket, and then I stuck the pinwheel sticker and the fun tickets, and then on the side of the blue piece of paper I put a sticker that says Sunny Days, and then just a strip of words that says Sweet Summertime, and then a piece of twine tied in a knot at the top. And that's pretty much it. That was a pretty quick card. So there were a few pieces of paper. One had pinwheels, one had bikes. And so I took those papers and I cut them into strips, and I cut the Play All Day wording into a strip. And so what I'm going to do with this card is just place these diagonally on the card. Place the different, the bikes and the pinwheels. And then I'm going to make a frame, and I don't have a die cut that is a square frame that's big enough to fit in a 2-size card. And so I have this die, a photo die, and so it made the perfect frame for me. And so that's what I did. So I took a white piece of paper, and then I'm going to take another die and with this blue pattern paper and make another frame. And then I'm going to take a scalloped die, which the scallops on these dies that I have are really small. This is a Tonic Studios set of dies, and it was $13 for all of these. But this last one, the last frame I make, has a little bit of a scallop on the edge. So now that I have my frames made, I'm going to go ahead and take my strips of patterns and put those on the card how I had them laid out. And the corners you're not going to see, so I don't worry about those. Once you put that first white frame on, you're not going to be able to see the corners. And so I go ahead and I adhere the white frame to the card, and then I adhere the a zigzag pattern to the card. I was going to put the blue frame flat against the card, but decided that it would look better popped up a little bit. So I took a few of the banner stickers from the sticker set. I put one flat on the card, and then the ice cream banner I put across the blue frame, and the blue frame I popped up with foam tape. And then I'm going to take the alphabet sticker sheet and just chose the word fun with an exclamation point. And then I remember as a kid, my banana bike had some tassels on it. And so that's what I tried to do with this silver thread. And so I'm going to put that silver thread on the back of the bike. I didn't have any multicolored, or I would have used that. And then I go ahead and take my Wink of Stella, and I just go over the words with that. And then I take my pink stickles and put that on the ice cream and on the bike and a few dots on the side of the frame. And that's it for this card. Like I said, I think this card's really cute also. And that's it. So I just wanted to show that you can get out your paper packs and use them. I have a bunch that I'm going to try and go through and try and make some different cards. I just want to mention I had a ton of paper left over. A ton. I probably could have made 20 more cards with the paper pack. So when you buy a paper pack and it's $14 or whatever, it actually is a really good deal because you can make so much stuff out of it. I hope you enjoyed these cards. I really loved making them. And like I said, I really liked getting that paper pack out, which I usually don't get those out, and using the supplies. So thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and if you're not a subscriber and you would like to keep notified of new videos that I post, then please subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you guys soon, and I will catch you later. Bye!